Today I was surprised to see that there is a rule in Entra ID that can reset the password of a global admin. Yes, you heard me correctly. A rule that can reset the password of the global admin of your tenant. My name is Joseph, in case you are new to this channel, and I'm going to be showing you around this today. So before we go on to the demo part of this video, you know that in M365 Entra ID, if another administrator or non-administrator needs to manage Microsoft Entra resources, you assign them a Microsoft Entra role that can provide the permission they need. For example, you can assign role to allow adding or changing users, resetting users password, managing user license, or managing domain names, like in one of the videos where I spoke about the domain name administrator. Do you know that there is a rule here on the list that can reset the password of a global administrator? The question is, which rule is that? Because global admin is the highest role that an administrator can have in the M365 admin center. So what that means is that if a user is able to reset the password of a global administrator and therefore sign in as that user, then the account is going to be completely compromised. You see this role here, Privileged Authenticator Administrator. This can access to view, set and reset authentication method information for any user, both administrator and non-admin. This is the only information I thought it was going to be able to do. So while I was playing around the M365 admin center as my regular practice today, I tried to use this rule. I assigned this role to a user and I have the user make an attempt to change the password of a global administrator. And you know what? It worked. It was able to change it successfully. It shocked me as well. So let's now see the practicality of what I am saying. So this is my M365 admin center and this is Joseph Smith. This Joseph Smith here has the role that is assigned to him, and this is the only role, Privileged Authenticator Administrator rule. Okay, that is this user. Now I am signed in here as Joseph Smith here in this environment. You can see the name display here. Now let's see what it can do. Let's bring up user. So there is a user I created and I call that user a global administrator. So let me just come to list of users, active users here, and then let us see what is available here. So I'm just going to search for global. That is the name I gave to the user here. So global admin, this is the name of a user, actually not the role at this time, but I'm going to show you the role that this user has in this tenant, and you can see that is a global administrator. Right now let's click on reset password. So just because I want this password to be encrypted, I want to type in here and see that I will be able to save that, and I can use that password to sign in as that user who is a global administrator. Now look at it. Now I have set a password for this user and I'm just going to hit on reset, and that's just going to work. Right, I'm going to, you can see it just saved. So if I click on close, so what this means is that if I come to that global administrator guy, if I come to that global administrator guy, global admin, it means that I can click on this and then I can click on just to pick his email address. Right, I can pick this up and then use it to sign in as that user. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense to you. Now let me just say admin or just office.com, signing in with that user's account, and you would see that the password I changed is going to work. Right, so what this means is that that user can actually change the password of a global administrator and use it to sign in. Right, so this is really something that you need to be aware of. So I'm just going to hit on sign in now. Let me just use another account. So this is trying to sign in as Joseph Smith also, but I don't want to sign in as Joseph Smith. So let me see what I can do about that. Let me take this away and bring up this, and let me see, I want to browse as a guest. Let me do office.com. Let me see if no user was signed in here, or possibly I signed the user out, and so we can have a fresh sign in. Okay, so let's see what's here. Good. So we're just going to paste this. So that means that this user has been able to pick this, and then let me put the user's password that he changed to, and then if I hit on this, it's going to pass. Can you see it? So it means that this user can have the privilege of elevating himself, because if you now sign in here, so it's possible that this user will come here and come to admin center. Remember, we are operating as the Privileged Authenticator Administrator, right? Now he's been able to sign in here, and then what he will do is to come to user, active users, and then come down to Joseph Smith, and then let's see what he can do. Joseph Smith here, and then he can, by that rule, go to rule assignments, manage rule, and then let's see what happens now. So he can then come and add this to himself. So that is why this rule needs to be completely protected. Now I will bring back Joseph Smith here, and what it means now is that Joseph Smith has automatically become a global admin in my tenant, because he was able to reset the password of that administrator. Now let's look at something here. If we look at the roles that Joseph Smith is now going to have, so it's going to be adding global administrator to it. Let's see. Oh, this is still global admin signing. So let me quickly look for where we have Joseph Smith. Just give me a second. Alright, so this is where we have Joseph Smith signed in. So if Joseph Smith will now refresh his browser, so what this means now is if he goes to search for Joseph Smith, excuse me, it's just refreshing. Joseph Smith here, searching for himself. Okay, so if you look at this now, what that means is that is going to now have the role of is now going to have the role of a global administrator. Now you see how this guy came in. He came in as a privileged authenticator administrator, reset the password of a global admin, signed in as the global admin, and added global admin role to himself. I hope you find this tip useful. This is just to let you know that there is a role, Privileged Authenticator Administrator, can change the password of a global admin of your tenants and then sign in as that admin. Therefore, I encourage you to make sure that you have this rule highly protected, and it should not be assigned when it is not necessary. Please practice the principle of least privilege and make sure this account is highly protected against cyber criminals. If you have an observation, please drop it on the comment section, and if you like this video, please give it a like. If you've not subscribed to this channel, please hit on the subscribe button. Thank you very much for your time, and have a great day. Peace.